Nobody thought the war and its effects would last half a century for Poland. First, Germany attacks, then Soviet Russia. We don't give up, despite being left unharmed. We create an underground state, complete with a government, an army, schools, and courts. We suffer 2 occupations. The Germans murder millions of Polish civilians. The Soviets deport Poles in cattle cars to gulags in the east. They shoot over 20,000 officers during the Katyn massacre, and hundreds of thousands of Poles are forced into slave labor in the inhuman lands of the Soviet Union. Our army is reborn, moving west, where our soldiers are already fighting alongside the Allies. We conquer Monte Cassino. Our fighters wreak havoc and fear by air too. The Germans call us Black Devils as we crush their resistance. Paratroopers make their way to occupied Poland to support the underground state, while our counterintelligence acquires secret plans of the enemy. There are Poles who save Jews despite the threat of the death penalty. We create resistance movements, even within the German concentration camps. We are the first to alert the world about the Holocaust. Though politics appear to be more important than human lives, and nobody listens to us. Polish Jews fight the Germans in the Warsaw Ghetto without even a chance for success. Our nation comes up from the underground and fights in the Warsaw Uprising. We break the German Enigma code, saving millions of lives. But in exchange for all that we do, we are betrayed. The free world distances itself from us, leaving us behind the Iron Curtain. Despite our scars from the war, we still resist. The Pope gives us strength. Workers' strikes spread throughout Poland. The communists lose. The Iron Curtain falls. The war is over. We prevail. Because we do not beg for freedom, we fight for it.
So now we will see the Turkey presentation. A moment, please. É para apanhar os dois. Claro, não mexes também.
Estou se calhar um bocadinho assim.
É capaz. Não, peraí. Sim. Vou ver aqui para apanhar ela. Já digo onde é que elas têm que estar. Apanhar tudo. Assim consegues apanhar tudo.
Aqui não fala isso, não apanha.
Na cadeira, no pé. Botamos pelo pé para o extremo.
E não podem falar. Só são os de Itália, não é? Eu não sei começar, peraí. Hi! Ok.
É?
Vai para a frente, tá bem?
Mais para a frente, depois não apanha, só apanha o ecrã.
Assim? Sim.
Sim. Ok. Sim.
Até muito para ali.
Agora, não. Já.
So let's begin.
Hello to you all, I'm Zeynep Sude from Turkey and I'm 17. Today I'm going to talk about a Turkish legend and his youngsters. His name is Mustafa Kemal Atatürk and he was born in Salonika. He always wanted to be a good soldier, so he studied at a military school. In addition to these informations, I want to tell you a short story about his name. The surname law wasn't yet available at that time, so when he was in math class, his teacher said, Mustafa, your name and my name are same, so let your name be Mustafa Kemal. It's because Kemal means genius in Turkish, and then Mustafa's name became Mustafa Kemal. Thank you for listening to me. I will leave the floor to my friend, and she will talk about Atatürk's wars and skills. So, one could observe Atatürk's courage from his fights in the battles. He successfully shared his religious beliefs and goals and amendments with his followers. He was a successful military and political leader. His broad thinking is evident from some of his accomplishments in the military, like anticipating the position where his enemies would attack. When making important decisions, he consulted other leaders. He had extraordinary objectives for his people and his country. Throughout his life, he was a result-based person who had ambitions of enabling his country to reach the highest level of modernization. Not only was he smart, but also determined, reformist, fearless, and curious. He also attached importance to education. He is called head teacher. He even wrote a geometry book. Now my friends are going to talk about it.
Hello everyone, now I'm taking the content from my friend. My name is Ahmet, I'm 15 years old and I'm from Turkey. So Atatürk was excellent commander, also he's very clever. Also he's written many books before, but we are going to review his two important books. The first one, called Nutuk. In this book, he talks about May 19th. That speech remains up there 10 days. He do his last speech on May 1938. And the second book called Geometry. In this book, he writes about new geometry terms, Atatürk translated all of the terms to Turkish by himself, and that makes sense for growing scientific reforms in Turkey. And I'm going to talk about his death. Atatürk was suffering from cirrhosis. He concealed his illness for our country because he wanted to strengthen the Turkish public more. And he died on 1938. He needs to bury a good place so everybody put efforts on it. And successfully, he buried on the mausoleum. And here is the Atatürk stone, the mausoleum. Let's look into it.
kaldırır. Hey canım, rinna, rinna, rinna. Kayrada binsen götürür. Hey canım, hey.
He passed out, but also he left us many holidays, which you, my friend, going to live.
Hello everybody, my name is Ruki, I'm 17 and I'm from Turkey. I'm talking about on April 23 National Sovereignty and Children's Day today. Initially, I want to say Atatürk proclaimed to this day without discrimination against religion and race. In our country, on April 23, National Sovereignty and Children's Day is celebrated with enjoy by the people or by children. This National Day is a unique event in Turkey because the various activities are organized for children on April 23rd every year. The founder of the Turkish Republic, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, dedicated on 23 to children of the country to emphasize that they are the future of the new nation. And this festival is for all the children in the world. Therefore, he made a present of this festival to all the children. The foreign children come to Turkey sometimes. During their stay in our country, they learn something about our tradition and our culture. And finally, Atatürk would love the children, even he had a spiritual girl. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much for listening to me. And now my friend is going to refer about the history of 19th May.
Hello everyone, I am Shada, I am from Turkey and I'm 16. So now I will talk about the history of 19th May. The founder of the Turkish Republic, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, arrived in Samsun on 19 May 1919 to start a popular uprising against the decision of the World War I allies to divide many territories of the defeated Ottoman Empire. Turkey personally accepted the date of Atatürk's arrival as a starting date of the Turkish War of Independence. Following Atatürk's wish, the Turkish government declared May 19 to be Youth and Sport Day and made it an official holiday in 1938. The day received its present name, the commemoration of Atatürk, Youth and Sport Day in 1981, which became the century's anniversary of Atatürk's birth. And now my friend will talk about how we do celebrations in 19 May.
Hi everyone, I'm Sienna from Turkey and I'm 17. I will give you some information about how we celebrate the 19th May, the commemoration of Atatürk, Youth and Sports Day. So let's look at what people do on this day. It has been celebrated and various sports events take place all over the Turkey. Many people watch fascinating shows made by high schoolers. And being one of these shows, let's watch this marvelous performance made by high schoolers. Yeah, it was just like that. In 19th May, a bunch of Turkish athletes carry flags from Samsun to Ankara. Samsun is the place where Atatürk starts Turkey's War of Independence, and Ankara is the capital of the country. And there is Atatürk's last 19th May.